What's up, everyone? Sweet Pete MMA here to do a breakdown and a bets, all my bets for UFC 268. I'm going to give you all of them for free as per usual. Let's get right into this. So we're looking at Topology here, UFC 268, Usman versus Covington 2. Super excited. That is going to be one heck of a fight. But let's look at the fights starting from the bottom all the way down here. We've got CJ Vergara versus Oedo Osborne. Now, CJ was just recently on an episode of Dana Wants a episode of the Contender Series. I apologize. And right away, I was watching this with my wife, and right away I said this guy is a star. He came out and he won in explosive fashion. He's explosive. He's fast. He's the only flyweight on the card. I think he's the only flyweight bout on the card. He's fighting a much more seasoned fighter, even though the records are similar. 9-2-1 for CJ Vergara versus 9-4 for Oedo Osborne. I think the experience and the level of competition is on Oedo Osborne, the Jamaican sensation. His last few fights, let's check them out. He has lost. He lost to Manel Cap, flying knee. No shame in losing to Manel Cap, or Cape, or Cop, however you say it. But Manel Cap is a tremendous flyweight fighter, and he's making big waves. Previous to that, he had a canceled bout, and then he last fought on February 6, 2021, beating Jerome Rivera. Don't mix that up with Jimmy Rivera. Jerome Rivera, with the left cross. A couple more canceled bouts. He fought tough Brian Kelleher. He lost to a guillotine choke, followed by several wins in a row. Armbar, triangle choke punches, another triangle choke, lost by knee bar, bunch of canceled bouts, win split decision, win strikes, punches, win rear naked choke. So even shows his amateur results here. A lot of variety from unanimous decision win to a win by ankle lock to a win by TKO, another unanimous decision win. But in his pro fights, it looks like a lot of decisions. So I'm going to go with the young new guy, CJ Vergara. I think he's very explosive. I think he is something special. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm going to go CJ Vergara to win by decision. Even though he's flashy, I still think Oedo Osborne is skilled enough. You know, he's the number 42 flyweight ranked fighter worldwide, and Oedo Osborne is going to give him a good fight. But I think CJ Vergara is going to be something special. I think he might catch him, might hurt him with some of his flair. Actually, I'd change that. CJ Vergara finished first or second round, TKO or KO. Moving on to Melsik. Oh, this is a tough one. Bagdasarian versus Bruno Souza. So Melsik is 6-1, and we've got Bruno Souza, who is 10-1-0. This is a tough one to call. Looking at their records, we've got Melsik, the gun, born in 92, 5'9", with a 70-inch reach, and he is on only two losses on his record, but he's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fight winning streak. And let's see what Bruno Souza, what his past fights have looked like. He's also on quite a win streak, beating the likes of Matt Hamill, Ricardo da Silva, Kamarl Kirk, Guillermo Santos, Ilya John, Javier Garcia. This fight, to me, guys, is a little tough to call because I don't know much about both of them, to be honest. But I'm going to say the opposition is much better for Souza. So give me Bruno Souza by decision. Moving on, Dustin Jacoby versus John Allen. 15-5-1 for Jacoby, 13-6 for John Allen. Jacoby is ranked number 24. John Allen ranked number 25. I have seen Jacoby fight. I have not seen much of John Allen. Jacoby is on a little bit of a tear recently. He has won his last 8 fights, and a lot of finishes, a couple decisions in here, but a split by decisions and finishes. Let's take Jacoby here for the win. Just taking him for the win. Not sure how he gets it done. Now we got John Vellante versus Chris Barnett. Now Chris Barnett is an interesting heavyweight. Vellante number is 107 in the world versus 103 Barnett. Look at Barnett's stature here as a heavyweight. You can tell he's got that Daniel Cormier body. Coming in at 5'9", so he's my height, and I would compete at 125, 135. I've got a grappling tournament coming up at 160, and I feel extremely undersized. This guy is my height. I don't even think he's 5'9". Apparently, he's even shorter. But yeah, you know what? You don't judge a book by its cover. I think, though, John Vellante, with his UFC experience and being the much bigger man, he's 1 year older, but he's 6'3", 76-inch reach. He should be able to stuff those takedowns. I think he's a Division 1 or 2 wrestler himself. He should be able to stuff those takedowns. Give me John Vellante via decision. All right, moving on. Jordan Williams versus Ian Gary. Ian Gary is from Ireland versus Jordan Williams. 9-5 for Williams, 7-0 for the huge UK Ireland prospect Ian Gary. I'm taking Ian Gary. Let's see here how he's been fighting. It's not going to show us. I guess because his fights have all been overseas, it's not showing us his record. But I am taking the prospect here, Ian Gary. Let's click on it again. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. We got Ian Gary. He's winning decision punches, head kick, ground and pound punch, head kick, rear naked choke, TKO. He's on a tear. His amateur record, he only had one loss to Andreas Binder. It was a split decision. That's the pick to make. They've kind of handpicked this fight. It seems like Ian Gary, they want him to win. I wouldn't say it's a gimme. Jordan Williams, he's a tough fighter. He is 31 years old, 6'1", 75.5-inch reach. He's a big welterweight. He's fighting on a 2-fight losing streak. So this could be a third. This is an important fight for Jordan Williams. Jordan Williams needs this win, so he could be coming out strong, but I don't see it happening. He lost by submission and unanimous decision, and then he picked up a split decision loss. Let's see his other losses: punch, doctor stoppage, and his amateur record doesn't say how he's lost. I think we're going to see a submission victory here. The pick here is Ian Gary via submission round 2. All right, Edmund Shibazi versus Nasruddin Imavov, sorry. A lot of you might not have heard of Imavov in the past, but look at his record, guys. He's 10-3. He has picked up a win over Ian Heinisch. That is no easy fight. He lost to Phil Hawes, who is higher up in the card. We're going to talk about him shortly. But he beat Jordan Williams, beat Jonathan Munair. He beat Matus Glutch and Francisco de Montes. A lot of submissions, rear naked choke, key lock, ground and pound, unanimous decision win, and a win with a knee to the ground and pound here. However, I just don't think. It's a tough one, guys. A lot of people are going with Imavov over Shibazi. I'm going to take Shibazi, and I'm going to take him by unanimous decision win. I want to check out their sizes again. We've got Imavov is 6'3", 75-inch reach, because when Shibazi fought Anthony Smith. Shibazi, he took him down. He used that size. He's 6'3" himself, I believe. 6'2", sorry. He's only 23 years old. It wasn't Anthony Smith. My apologies. He was Derek Brunson. And I think they threw him into the Lions too quick. And then Jack Hermanson. Guys, I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Imavov. I think also being on a 2-fight skid isn't helping with the confidence. And the fact that Imavov is going to be the bigger fighter in there. I'm going Imavov via decision, guys. That is my final pick. All right, moving on. Phil Hodge versus Chris Curtis. I'll tell you right now, guys, to keep this a little bit quicker of a video. Phil Hawes is on a roll, 11-2 versus Chris Curtis, more experienced, 26-8. I'm still taking Phil Hawes by TKO or KO inside the distance. Moving on to Iaquinta versus Bobby Green. Okay, guys, Iaquinta only fights like once a year, if that. At this point, he's got chronic knee issues. He's had some recent losses. Let's take a peek. He's lost to Hooker. Why isn't giving us his record here? There we go. He lost to Hooker and lost to Cerrone and lost to Pereira. That was a grappling tournament, but he actually won that grappling match. It was the way they set it up. Pereira won, but in my opinion, Iaquinta was a better grappler. But yeah, he lost fights to Dan Hooker, then Cerrone. He beat Kevin Lee, which is very impressive, the way he did it back in 2018. But that was, we're getting on 3 years now. It's almost December 2021. Bobby Green has been fighting nothing but killers. He has been doing terrific. He did lose to Fiziev, unanimous decision. Fiziev, sorry, Rafael Savaias, and to Thiago Moises. They're both on 2-fight skids here. I think Bobby Green is just going to be a little bit too much for Iaquinta. I think Iaquinta, they're both getting older. They're both about 35. The height advantage by a couple inches for Bobby Green, and also the reach advantage is going to be in favor of Bobby Green. I think he's just going to be too much. He's got some unique, awkward striking, but he keeps the pressure on. My pick here is Bobby Green via decision, and that's the way it's going to go down. All right, let's see what's up next. Andres Michailidis versus Alex Pereira. I think this is a handpicked fight. Alex Pereira is the man who knocked out Adesanya and beat him by decision twice in kickboxing. So they are trying to build this man up. Pereira wins this fight via KO/TKO in the first or second round against Andreas Michailidis. Moving on to Gaethje versus Chandler. Now, I think this fight is huge. I think if Chandler used his wrestling, this fight is higher up in the card, but for some reason Tapology's got it like this. Unless they've done this on purpose and have this fight. Oh, maybe they are opening up the main card. So yeah, Chandler to Gaethje to open up the main card. I think if Chandler used his wrestling, even though Gaethje is a D1 All-American, I think Chandler could win this fight via ground and pound or pull out a 3-round decision. But they've both been talking. Gaethje's saying, I'm not taking a step back. Chandler's saying the same thing. He's saying that they're both, two warriors. You put it all on the line. It's not a good idea to go punch for punch in a firefight against Justin Gaethje, who's going to have the 3-inch height advantage. I see this fight being inside the distance stopped. I see Gaethje taking the win. However, if Chandler decides to use his wrestling and fight with some fighter IQ, Chandler could and should win this fight. But I think he's going to be too stubborn. He's going to try to make it exciting, and he's going to pay the price. Moving on to Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo. This is a tough one to call. Shane Burgos, guys, he had that recent loss to, the name always slips my mind, awesome striker, Edson Barbosa, was that delayed knockout. He lost prior to Josh Emmett, and that was a unanimous decision. Emmett couldn't even put him away. Billy Quarantillo is an awesome fighter, guys. He is coming off of a win against Gabriel Benitez. But before that, he lost to Gavin Tucker, and a bunch of wins prior to that. I think he is a killer fighter. I think it's just not going to be quite enough. He's going to be a little bit outgunned. He's 5'10" versus the 6 feet is a tiny bit smaller than Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos can always go to that wrestling, and if Shane Burgos mixes in that wrestling with his great stand-up. It might be just a tiny bit too much. I'm going Burgos via decision, guys. That is the pick. All right, moving on to the next one. Oh, sorry. Back it up again. We've got Frankie Edgar versus Marlon Vera. Guys, this is Frankie Edgar. He's, I might be biased. He's my favorite fighter. I'm taking Edgar via decision. He's going to use that wrestling 3 rounds. Edgar decision. Take that a prop bet, guys. You're getting 5 to 7 times your money. Take Frankie Edgar. He's going to beat Marlon Vera. If he loses, he might retire in the card, but he will beat Marlon Vera. Frankie Edgar via decision. You heard it here. Rose Namajunas versus Wile Zhang. I can never say it right. For the co-main event. This is for the strawweight championship. Everyone's picking Rose, guys. I'm going against the Rose is 3-0 on rematches. I think Weili Zhang is going to be put on the pressure, kind of like she did with against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. That second fight, and the same second fight Rose Namajunas had with Jędrzejczyk. I think Joanna Jędrzejczyk beat Zhang, and she beat Rose in those 5-round wars. I think she got screwed on the judges' scorecards on both those fights. I don't think it's going to happen again. I can see it being a war all 5 rounds. And I think Zhang is going to actually win just by her pure strength, power, and Rose is going to hurt her a couple times. Zhang's going to shake it off. Zhang's going to hurt Rose a couple times. She's going to shake it off. It's going to be a fight, possibly a fight of the night, a battle. But I'm going to think Zhang is actually going to take this by decision. I'm going against the popular pick, popular opinion. In the main event, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Oh, would I love to see Colby Covington win this fight now. Is he going to win this fight? We got number 1 versus number 2 welterweights in the world. We've seen Usman working with Trevor Whitman. He's improving that striking tremendously. What he does is he has a strong jab, a nice 1-2, but he will jab off his front leg, or he'll jab, follow through, and then this will become his power punches. His lead hand, which was his rear hand, that power jab, and then he'll punch through it, covering more distances. So he'll fight up both stances. He's got pistons coming from his right or left hand. He's traditionally orthodox, so his right hand, that's what knocked out Jorge Masvidal. For Colby Covington, he needs to mix in some wrestling here, and he needs to tire out Usman. That's the path to victory. I am going to go with who I think wants it more deeply, and I think Colby Covington truly wants it more, and I'm going with the big upset here against popular opinion. Colby Covington's going to win this fight via decision. That's my pick here, guys. So there you go. That's UFC 268 Sweet Pete MMA picks. Check him out. Like my videos. Bet along with me if you want to make money. And that's it for today, guys. Enjoy the fights. It's going to be a great night. What a fight card UFC 267 was. What a fight card UFC 268 tonight's going to be. And then they've got a couple more bangers before the end of the year. And it's a fun, great time to be an MMA fan. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.